Uh, all right. Good morning, team. I don't really have like a whole lot to, necessarily 100% focus on this morning, other than I just wanted to bring our team together, our community together, and just kind of like do a little recap of the year. And ultimately just obviously thank you guys for being here, thanking you for being a part of our amazing community. I think as a team, collectively, we have had an incredible year. Around this time of the year, I like to do a lot of reflecting, you guys, and we've had so much growth. And, even just sitting here right now, I'm like, Holly is new to our community. Kate has been new to our community. Kate has been thriving with me for 2 years, but like, she just joined the promoter side of things. And so many of you on here like weren't comfortable with going live, and you guys killed it on the Thrive and Mingles and all of the lives. And so many of you have like completely stepped out of your comfort zones. And I just want to tell you guys like how proud I am for you guys for all of that, because that's so much like so many people won't do. But I hope you guys recognize the growth that you've had this year, because we all see it. And if I see it and our team members see it, it's guaranteed that your community is seeing it as well. And with that being said, I just want to send encouragement to you guys today, because this is when Jess and I truly seen the most fruits to our labor and success in our businesses, is when we truly stepped out of our comfort zones, really went live, owned the Thrive Life, and didn't give a shit, excuse my language, about what anybody thought. And even if you're not feeling it yet, that doesn't mean it's not coming, you guys. The biggest thing in this business is that people quit before they get to sow. And we see it all the time. And so many people give up right before the magic is about to happen. And we are rolling into a brand new year. I think 2023 has truly been a really hard year for a lot of people, you guys, like between finances, economy, just honestly, just life in general. I just think has really been hard. COVID still isn't fully gone. There's just so much happening. It's an election year. I'm not going to get political, but I'm just going to say
It
that
makes a difference.
it does. When there's
It
an
does.
election year, it's like it's different and things start to kind of shift. Part of it is, this is all I'm going to say about the government, and then I'm going to move on from it. But if they don't get their shit together and make things better for us, they're going to lose the election, hands down. So I am projecting and hoping for, our economy to continue to turn around. It's projected for rates to go down 3 times in the next year, which
Good.
is huge, because if
Mhm.
the interest rates are going to drop, that means the economy is getting better. And that means people are going to be able to breathe a little bit easier and just things like that. So these are all just things, you guys, that we have to think about in our business that are going to make things better. Because the reason why things have been a little bit harder this year is clearly because of inflation in the economy. But you guys, we've still grown. You guys have all still gotten new customers. We've all still growing. We have all still been in this together. So if we have grown through a year that has been hard, can you imagine what's going to happen next year?
All right.
Just by staying the course. I mean, I was on a walk last night when Carolyn was live and my watch died. And so like I didn't realize what was all going on. And I grabbed my phone because I kept on hearing it zing, zing, zing inside the stroller. And Rock was pushing the stroller. And so I grabbed my phone. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And our team thread was completely blowing up. And I realized that Carolyn was live at that moment. And I felt bad because I was out on a walk. But then I like
Fine.
seen the photo, and there was 7 people on your live in that moment.
No.
And I am just like, it's crazy to see like how much it's growing. I was on Jess's live last night, and at one point, I think she had like almost 17 people on there, you guys. That is a lot of freaking people. And to bring this back too from last night, you guys, like my brother was on Jess's live interacting. And I say that to say, you guys, is my brother doesn't interact on any of my lives. Okay. He usually jumps on and then he immediately leaves. So I say this to say that when you guys are feeling bad about your friends and your family that don't support you, mine don't either. Like, it's okay. Like, does it sting a little bit? Yeah, of course, I'm human. But the point is like, I know deep down, like my brother loves my Thrive business and he loves that I'm successful. Like he does. He loves me unconditionally. And if I told him, listen, a-hole, get on my freaking live and support me, he would do that. But subconsciously, and I could say that to him, but I won't. And he has thrived with me in the past, and he'll be back, probably, mark my words. I'll let y'all know when he orders in February, because that's usually his routine. And he'll order till about July, and then he'll get into summer and start drinking energy drinks on the roof again. And it's just what it is and how he goes. But my point is, you guys, is that I brought that all up to you guys last night, and me and Jess were privately messaging about it. And really, my brother is technically supporting my business because he's on Jess's live, which Jess is on my team, and that's supporting her business and her algorithm. And so it is what it is. But I'm wanting you guys to see that, like, you don't have to feel bad about your friends and your family not supporting you, because mine don't either. And I've been here for 8 freaking years almost, you guys. Like, it's okay. And that's why I also talk about growing your social network, because it's going to be the strangers on social media that you meet that are going to support you more than anyone else. And you need to understand that. And as we sit here on this Zoom, all of us, for the most part, didn't know each other from anything. And here we are, like, we're all like besties, and we talk every single day, and we talk more than we probably talk to some of our family members. You know, like Jess, I met from the daycare. I didn't know her. Honestly, at first, I didn't know if I liked her because she was so loud. Like, but she loved my kids. And so I was like, okay. And then one day, she's just like, hey, what do you got going on? And I'm like, oh my gosh, like, you know, and I hear it all the time, you guys. People think that I'm intimidating because I'm just confident. And probably with Jess, I didn't know how to take her because everyone else at the daycare was just kind of timid and they never really wanted to talk to you. And so kind of I didn't really like anybody there, because really nobody is good enough to take care of my kids except for me, right? Like, that's just what it is. And then Jess is like the first one that truly like opened up and like spread her arms open to me in that daycare. And then everything changed, and here we are almost 8 years later. You know, Holly was, you know, an ad on social media because we have children and I could resonate with her. And so I added her. I didn't jump into her DMs. I just started to build a relationship with her. Here we are almost 8 months later. Kate, I didn't know, but Kate found me through a circle of friends. She went down a rabbit hole of Thrivers and seen that I was the most consistent person. And so guess what she did? She went to the link in my bio without ever talking to me and requested a sample. Again, you guys, all the reasons why I chat with you about, oh, I was like, I don't know Castle's phone number, obviously. I mean, do most of you know phone numbers? I mean, I really should, because if I lost my phone, I don't know how I'd get a hold of my daughter. But I just got this message from a like 501 number saying, do you need anything from Target? I'm like, who the heck is that? I look at my phone and it's Castle. No, I don't. Rack is out with the kids so that I could do my Zoom, because Castle and Cash are just crazy today. But anyways, So, but my point is, you guys, this is why, like, in the 90-day run and even in trainings, I talk to you guys about getting your links in your bios, all of those things, because Kate is the prime example of going through a rabbit hole and wanting to thrive with the person that was the most consistent and that shared Thrive the most on her social media. And so when you guys are thinking about the fact that I don't want to be annoying, I'm sick of posting, or people are going to be so annoyed with me. That's the reason why Kate is here on our team today, is because of my annoying posts, because I was the person that she trusted the most because I was the most consistent. She never spoke a word to me, and she just went to the link in my bio. I don't even know, Kate, if you requested a sample or did you just order right away?
I did the 3-day sample, and then you text messaged me. So
Yeah.
you and I had gone back and forth for days
Yeah.
until I got my sample, and then I was out of my sample. So you mailed me some of your stash
Yeah.
to get me
Yeah.
through until my order got here. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty much how it went.
And I didn't know Kate. I seen that her address said Stratford, but I was like, well, that's weird. Like, I wonder who this lady is. Like, how does she even know me? We were not even friends on social media. In fact, I don't even know if I found her on social media right away. We just literally were communicating back and forth through text message. I remember rocking in my chair. I was literally nursing Cash when I got the request come in. I remember just sitting there texting her back and forth and feeling so excited, you guys, just like you are when you get that first, customer or that first request or whatever. And that is what we need to remember going into the new year, remembering everybody here, like Carolyn is here because of Angel. I never knew Carolyn, but then she came all the way from where she lives, which I think is like 2 hours away, to one of my Thrive events. And that was my first time ever meeting her. And then I have also just wrapped my arms around her and supported her as much as I possibly can throughout this whole journey as well. You guys, all of us are here because of social media and never knowing one another. I mean, just daycare, but still, she randomly just asked me because she could see I was thriving out loud. And that is what I want to encourage you guys going into the new year, is remembering every single person on this team has pretty much come because we're all random strangers. We have all come because we have supported each other, because we loved each other's vibe, and because we were consistent, and because we shared, and because we thrived out loud. So don't get into the mindset that that's not going to happen for you, because if you think like that, then it's not going to happen for you. But if you remember how you started and why you started, because here's the deal. You guys, I was super skeptical and I wanted nothing to do with this business. I wanted nothing to do with Thrive. I thought the patches were so stupid. And I thought that it was a big effing gimmick. I'm not even exaggerating. But I could not stop creeping Heather, Carlstead, Henry, whatever, her statuses. Because back then she was loud and proud and she posted 24/7 and it annoyed the shit out of me, but I couldn't stop watching it. I was just like, what is this? Like, why is she so obsessed with this? And you guys, it was when I was at my lowest point and she reached out to me because she probably either could see that I was watching her stuff or I was interacting on some of her stuff, probably not the Thrive things, but the other things, just enough so that she knew I was there. So be mindful of that, you guys. The people that are commenting on your stuff, but maybe not the Thrive stuff, that's their way of saying, I'm here, I'm watching. I'm going to tell you flat out, you guys, I would have never, ever messaged her and asked her. Never. I wouldn't have. I'm too stubborn. I'm too bullheaded. And I wouldn't have. And plus, then that would have meant me having to admit that I was struggling. And now I can, but back then, I had this thick armor on, this thick shield that I didn't let anybody in. And I've grown so much from this experience in this business and just all of the things. And I think we all have, and we can all attest to that, right? Where I've let a lot of those shields down and I've had to let people in because of this business. But back then, you guys, I would have never. And it was only because she messaged me. And so remember that when you're messaging people as well, that not everybody is going to message you, you guys. Not everybody is going to. And it's okay if people say no. Like sometimes it's no right now because they don't know what else to say or
Right.
they don't have enough information. But because you message them, you've opened the door, and now that's going to open an opportunity for them to reach back out to you at a later time, or make it that much easier when you put in your stories that you're giving out free samples that they can say, okay, I'm ready. So with all of this, I am just like, I messaged the team yesterday. You guys, I have been sending out like, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, wishing you a Happy New Year. You guys, this is an opportunity to get into people's DMs and be sincere, be a human. Like I truly wish people a Happy New Year. I want people to be happy. I want people to be healthy. I want people to have success and prosperity. Like, so I mean the words that I'm sending, and I'm not just copying and pasting because I just can't. I'm going to be honest with you. I tried for 3 messages in a row and I just don't like it and it doesn't feel right for me. If it's right for you, go ahead, do that. Just make sure you obviously send the right name, because in the past I've done that before and that's a really shitty situation. And thankfully now we can delete messages, but back then I don't think we could. Probably why I don't do a lot of copy and paste anymore, because I have PTSD from it. And plus for me, I just naturally, it just flows because each person I know differently. I have a different relationship with. And so I want it to feel authentic and sincere. So for me personally, I just like yesterday, my kids were playing in the pool for once in their life. No one was fighting. And so I just took 30-45 minutes and just sent as many messages as I could. And what I did is I just went to my messenger, I clicked the like message button, and sometimes I would accidentally hit like an M. And then all of a sudden it was like all these other people popped up in my messenger. I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't talked to that person. Oh my gosh, that person used to be interested in Thrive, in all these things. And so then I just kept on going until life got busy and then I couldn't. And you guys, this also just improves your algorithm, if nothing else. And also it's showing these people, but I can't tell you guys how many people actually messaged me back and were so thankful that I messaged them. And a couple of them, I said, I would like to reconnect in the new year, because this gives me an opportunity to reach back out to them in the new year. Because, okay, you guys, somebody you haven't talked to in 7 years, and then you slip into their DM, like, I don't know, on January 5th, and you're like, hey, how have you been? And it's like, it's weird because like we haven't talked in 7 years. But if you wish somebody a happy new year and all of these nice things, and then just say something like, I would love to reconnect with you into the new year. And that's all I said. And this one gal, she reached back to me. Her name's Melissa, and she's from Chippewa, and I haven't talked to her in literally probably 15 years. No lie. I've interacted on her social media since we become friends. And I've like refound her again, but like I haven't been in her DMs, so I didn't want to be like a creeper. And I said, I would love to I would love to connect with you in the new year. And she reached back to me and she's like, oh my gosh, Heather, thank you so much for this message. It means so much. And she's like, I would absolutely love to connect with you in the new year. You guys, like, people just want to be seen. They want relationships. We have this community, you guys. And think about for us, I know for me, not doing power mornings last week and even just everything being off and even just doing the team training on Friday morning, like I felt energized again, you guys. This community brings me energy. It really does. Like all of you guys bring me so much energy, so much encouragement. And it really made me realize that taking a week off of it, my business has felt off. I have felt off. And my energy and passion bucket has been almost empty, even on vacation, because it made me realize, like, I had a conversation earlier this week. I was feeling a little down, a little depressed, if I'm being completely honest, but you guys all know that I struggle with my mental health. And I was feeling a little low. And I was like, oh my gosh, even in Florida, I'm still depressed. Like, and then I did our training, and Rock and I went for a walk yesterday, and I was like, it really hit me, because I was saying, like, I don't know what my purpose is. That's what I was saying earlier in the week. Like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. I don't know what my purpose is. I'm going to be 40 years old in 2024, and I don't know what the F I'm doing with my life. Like, I don't know what I want to do, where I want to go, what I want to be, like, all this stuff. And I was just like having a really down day. Then I got on training yesterday, and then we went for a walk afterward, and the conversation was completely different. I was like, you know what? This is my passion, and this is my purpose, and this does bring me fulfillment. And when I see my team and when I can talk to them in the morning, my days just feel better, and I feel more productive, and I feel energized. And that is the whole point of you guys. Like, I want to just go into the new year with this energy that our team has, and remembering back to earlier this year, like, it was bonus season, and it was fun, and it was exciting. And when everybody's cheering and everybody's loud, you guys, people see us, and it's contagious, and people want to be around that same energy. But you have to remember, when we are messaging people, they don't have that community. They don't have that energy. People are really struggling more than we even think, especially since COVID. This has been a repetitive conversation, you guys. But Rock even said it this morning. He goes, Heather, it really makes me realize, like, there's a lot more people struggling than we even think. I was like, yeah, there is. A lot of people have a hard time in the holidays. Like, Jess and I talked about it. Like, she lost her grandma. I also lost my grandma. Obviously, Holly lost her dad. It is a hard time for people. My mom, we thought she was going to commit suicide on Christmas. Not even joking. So we have been going through a lot, that until I just told you guys. I mean, Jess knows, because I told her, because we talk about everything, obviously. But, like, there is so much that people don't even know what you're going through. And it's hard, hard, hard stuff. So when you guys are on social media and you are sharing the love and you are positive and you are messaging people, just wishing them well, you guys, sometimes some people never ever hear that in their life. Or some people are in a narcissistic relationship where they never get told a single nice thing, and they just get told what a piece of crap they are every single day. There are people living that life every single day. And we get to be that beacon of hope for people. We get to be the light for people, whether they're thriving with us or not, you guys. But we get to show people that there is a different way to live. Because I never lived like this before, you guys. Before Thrive, like, this was not my life. My life was dark. I was depressed. I was negative, and I slept all the freaking time, all the time. And my husband was doing life pretty much by himself on the weekends with the kids, while I just held the couch down and was a freaking sloth. If I was him, I probably would have left me. Like, looking back, like, I was a worthless wife. He doesn't feel that way, thankfully. But looking back, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, what did I even do? Like, he did everything. He did the laundry. He took care of the kids. Like, I just slothed, and I made a lot of money during the week at the salon, but the rest of my life was miserable. That was it. I was bringing the cheddar home, and that was about the only thing I was providing to my family. And since Thrive, you guys, I am a completely different person. So we have to remember who we were before we joined this business, bring that energy to our community. And the more consistent we are, the better it's going to be. And the better that people are going to join us, just like Jess said. you know, like Ultimate Thriver. She's like literally, and it's true. Like that one season, especially, I mean, I'm telling you guys, Carolyn was around, but the rest of you weren't. Jess would be in her stories on that freaking bike. And I mean, she talked about that damn bike all the time, and it was hilarious, but I loved it. Like, I absolutely freaking loved it. But her business was booming, and she was showing those transformation photos constantly. And we had a huge accountability group. I don't know if you guys know Karen Beyer. She still thrives with us, but she, you know, she got a little discouraged because she just wasn't getting people to join her, and her family was honestly super negative, excuse me, and not supportive. But I don't know how or why, because I mean, this woman at like what, Jess, is she 53? Maybe
I
at that
don't know,
time?
but she's the hottest grandma I know. Let me
Yeah.
tell you guys
Exactly.
what.
You should have seen her muscles and her abs and like,
Her
It's ripped.
back. Like she
I
would
mean,
take
She's ripped.
back videos with like her flexing,
she
and
was,
it made bodybuilders look sad.
yeah,
Yeah.
like she was
Oh my God.
ripped. And so she took Ultimate Thriver to like, she was already somewhat, you know, pretty much thin, but she took that body and she transformed it into something like, I don't even know. And then like her family threw so much shade on her because she's got a twin sister, and I'll tell you what, her twin sister does not look like her, like at all. And but her family shamed her for it. Shamed her. And honestly, you guys, even her husband like talked down to her because he's like, well, obviously this business doesn't work because you're not as successful as Heather. And he was not kind about it, you guys. There are people out there that won't support you, even husbands. And it sucks, but I'm telling you guys, we had each other, and we had this accountability group, and it was popping. I mean, our accountability group, I mean, you think our thread goes off a lot for our team? Our accountability group was like nonstop, but it was amazing. It was probably our best accountability group we have had to date. And that is what I want to bring into this new year, though. I want to bring back that excitement, that accountability. So, sorry, I'm not really sorry, but the first part of the Zoom, I was not expecting to go in that direction, but Holy Spirit moment, I guess, that just took me there. And so whatever, there it is. But really I wanted to talk about like, our like accountability, Ultimate Thriver, bringing that same momentum and excitement that we had when bonuses drop, but like with Ultimate Thriver, because that is what people want to see. People want to see transformations. People want to see results, because that's what people want. People want results. And they're so afraid to invest in something because they're so afraid not to get the results, but they're also afraid to not have the accountability. So I have a couple thoughts. One is I just recorded a video right before I got onto this because Cash left. So I had to quick record a video because there's no quiet place in this house because it's pretty tiny. And so anyways, I recorded a video that I'm gonna send out an email to my customers, and just it's wishing them a happy new year, and just kind of talking about like Ultimate Thriver, the farm fresh meals, are my fresh meals, and then also BOGO. But what I'm also doing, I've done this in the past, and I'm not going to do it team wide. No offense, you guys, but we've had a bazillion promotions, and I've spent a bazillion dollars on Thrive lately, it feels like. So I am offering it just for my customers. In the past, I did it for our promoters as well. But this year I am just going to do it for my customers. And so what I'm going to do is, and I've had success with this in the past, who knows if it'll hit this year or not, but I'm offering a free bottle of Sculpt, you know, for my customers that join Ultimate Thriver. Just another way to support them, thank them for joining me, and also to help them have success, right? Because we know that Sculpt is going to help them on their journey. If they're a brand new customer, I still have credits left over, so I am also offering $50 off, because Jess has got 15%, so that's going to give $24 off of a 160 pack. And then I would have to supply the other $26 in credits. So that's how I'm doing that. And so if you guys don't have credits to give, though, you can obviously invite people to join Ultimate Thriver with you and let them know that you're going to give them 15% off of their experience. Or even if you have a little bit of credits, maybe instead of 15%, because you guys, sometimes people hear the same thing over and over and it just falls on deaf ears. So maybe you need to say, if you have a little bit of credits, if you don't, message me and I can help out. But maybe you got, I don't know, like you could make it $30 off and add $6 in credits to that, or yes, like Jess said, free shipping, things like that. Sometimes it falls on deaf ears and people just don't hear it. And because we've been talking about 15% off, you guys, for what, 3-4 months because of our Thrive and Mingle. So sometimes we got to change the lingo a little bit to attract people in, because they hear the same thing over and over. Or you could say 15% off, free shipping and $20 off, or whatever it is that, whatever you guys have. But just think about that, you guys, because you can really encourage people. Let them know that we're going to have an accountability group, that we're going to, share all of our tips, our tricks, like encouragement. People need that, because people are too afraid that they're going to fail. It's the biggest reason why people don't make New Year's resolutions, because by February, almost everyone has already failed. And so if we can encourage people that we're going to be that accountability for them, that support for them. And so obviously we have the thread, but I have been towing the compliance line for a long time anyways. So I have been kind of wondering if we think we need to, I don't know, do we think it would be better if we had a page rather than a thread, or do you think we should just keep it with the thread? Anybody have any thoughts on that?
I have a few. My Tana lady in Virginia is going to do it, and she's a customer. And
Okay.
I'm just thinking for the customers of ours that don't know all of she knows all of your guys' names because she sees you on my stuff.
Yeah.
But maybe it would feel more personable with a page.
Yeah, I'm just kind of thinking
Is what I'm thinking.
Well, okay, so here's the deal.
I don't know.
Again, I think you're supposed to have a 200K, but I'm just like, whatever. I'm just going to do whatever I want, because I don't know how closely compliance actually watches all of this stuff or not. And I also feel like, because I've been here for almost 8 years and I've been in the leadership retreats and different things. And so I'm like, I don't know. I think I can maybe kind of toe the line a little bit, because my thought was maybe if we did an Ultimate Thriver group as well, and we can still do the thread if we want, but we could do a group where we could actually put recipes in there, and we can put encouragement in there, and a place where people maybe might feel more comfortable to ask a question.
Tips and tricks too, when
Yeah.
Tiffany and Dustin have on their page.
Yes.
I like that. And
So-
Jessica, I'm gonna kind of get on her a little bit. She shares a lot about products like Sculpt.
Mm-hmm.
She's got a lot of products. It's not just something you take once in the morning on an empty stomach. It's you experience Thrivers really do know how versatile these products are.
Mm-hmm.
So
So that's just it. So my thought process is like, okay, Dustin and Tiffany have their tips and tricks page, and that's great. Whatever. Okay, you guys, we can all add people to that, whatever. Here is my thing with it. Just like a team page, right? our customers don't know those people, and it's so huge. And also, like, our people can get lost in there where, like, I can't sit and watch that page, you guys. I'm just being honest. I don't have time for it. Now, if it's our team page, our team customer page, well, then I'm a little bit more, I guess, inclined to watch it a little bit more because
It
our
feels more
team.
intimate. People
Yes.
don't feel so lost
Yeah.
in translation.
Yes. And so that's what I wanted to see from you guys too, if we should do that, because then I think what else we can do is we can then convert it into, or we could just, I don't know. I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on it. We can either make it a customer page right away and then just talk about Ultimate Thriver in it. But if everybody's not in Ultimate Thriver, that might not hit the same. I don't know. But otherwise, we can do it as an Ultimate Thriver page to start with, and then transition it into our customer page. And then we could, add our samplers in there. Like, I'm talking about once our challenge is done, like we can, nurture our own customers. So I wanted to see like what your guys' thoughts were on that, because I feel like we all have a lot of great tips and we have our own great graphics, and we could all just kind of take turns posting in it to support our community and our customers. So I don't know what your guys' thoughts are on that, but I'm just also, again, thinking forward into 2024, how we want to continue to grow our community and build our businesses. Any thoughts?
I like the idea of repurposing it after the challenge is done, because by then the people that are new in there are going to feel comfortable and or comfortable enough to add their own people maybe. So like you said, they're all going to feel nurtured and it'll feel not so overwhelming.
Because the other thought that I had actually just kind of came to me is when you said adding their friends, because we could really try to build it up like a community of like health and wellness, like, so we could not just keep it Thrive related only. We could also like have the My Fresh meals in there, and we could have other recipes in there, and we could have the detox meal plans in there. And so to have it kind of be this place where like, they could add extra people in there, but then maybe we could do like giveaways, like for free samples, or once we got to a certain amount of people in the group, we could give away a week of My Fresh meals, or, I don't know. Like, I think it could be a way that we could try to build the community by encouraging customers to add their friends into the group. But if it's not only Thrive, because like, so Dustin and Tiffany kind of have this strict like policy, we'll call it, of like, you have to have a Thrive account or you can't be in there. And it's like, well, what if we didn't make it so, anal, and we just encourage our people to add people into this group? But if it wasn't just only Thrive and we had other things in there, maybe people would want to add their people to this community, which then eventually could convert into new Thrivers. I don't know.
Well, and we're going to have to learn how to pivot, because when we talk about Thrive, people think vitamins, but in 2024, that's not only going to be vitamins. So we need to really be conscious, and especially people can order without an account now. We need to remember that. So that means crap to me. But I think the meals thing is really going to pop off. And so when we keep saying vitamins, Thrive, vitamin, I know that my Facebook people hear Thrive and they think vitamins, but that's all about to change. So I think keeping it really broad based is going to only benefit all of us and the people that we bring in there.
Because I think that could be a way for us to, okay, here's my thought, is our customers aren't promoters, right? Like, they don't want to, like, they don't necessarily want to put a post up on social media. And regardless, you guys, we already know that posts don't work, right? Like your people can throw up a post saying, hey, I just started this new experience. I got samples if you want it. Like mostly, unless they have literally never heard of Thrive, those don't work. It used to be like we could have customers post that, and like all of a sudden it would be like all these people would drop a one saying they wanted a sample, but like that's not a thing anymore. So I think, again, like we've talked about, like we have to work smarter, not harder, and also just pivot, like Jess said. And so I was thinking if we built like just more like a health and wellness community, and then encouraged our customers to invite their people into the community, where yes, we do talk about Thrive, but we also talk about recipes, and we also talk about maybe workouts on, YouTube that people could use. And we all just kind of take turns posting, and maybe we also use generic graphics about just amino acids. But then maybe we drop the pitch in the comments of, if you're looking for an amino acid product, this is our recommendation. But we just talk in generalities about this, and then just still have it available. Maybe do giveaways for a certain amount of followers, and just make it a really fun, interactive, exciting group. I think that it would make our customers feel more comfortable to add their friends and family into this. And then we go live in it, and we talk about either our experiences, or we talk about, I don't know, health tips, or just encouragement, or whatever, to just have this very expansive like community. Because I think, like Jess said, we have to pivot, and our customers are not, I don't think that because they're not promoters and they don't want to be promoters, they're not going to post on their timelines. But if we had a place that they felt comfortable adding their friends and family to, we might have a better opportunity to help them to thrive for free. I don't know.
Also, where they feel supported, where they don't feel like they need to know all the answers. So they can be like, okay, mom, I'm going to add you to this group, and I don't know all of the things, but I know some of these people do.
Yeah. And it's just really supportive, and everybody's super nice, and there's lots of tips and tricks in there, and blah blah blah. And so I don't know, that's kind of what I was thinking about in 2024, is maybe that we need to just pivot and try to expand our reach, but in a different way, to where like we have like our own little like health and wellness, Thrive community. And so we can start it, like I said, with our Ultimate Thriver. And so we'll just kind of get all of our Ultimate Thriver people in there. We'll start to get the group kind of warmed up and going, so that we can kind of get used to it. And then as time goes on, then we can just continue to pivot and add people as we see fit, is kind of my thought process. Because I just feel like the tips and tricks group is way too big for me to feel like I want to add my people in there. Because if they comment and I don't see it, like then I feel like I'm not even supporting them. Like I just drop them. Cash, stay away from the pool. That I just dropped them into this group that I'm not really supporting them in. So that's my thoughts. One of our things that we could try to grow forward in 2024, another way that we can try to do that. Another thing I talked about on Friday is just remembering that our group, as in our team page, is for everyone. So I want everybody to be able to build that community, everybody to be able to talk. If you have, if you want to go live about something and you have something on your heart that you want to share, like do that, because that's how we build leaders. That's how we build this team. And then when you're bringing in your own promoters and dropping them in the Team Believe Infinity group, they need to see you in that group posting and talking, because you're their leader. I am not necessarily their leader. Like technically because of the tree, okay, sure. But at the end of the day, you're their promoter, you're their leader. So they need to see you as that leader. So I really, really want to encourage you guys to Team Believe Infinity is our team. It's not Heather's team, it's our team. So please feel free to, I want to build that community even bigger there. I want to build that team page. If you have graphics you want to share in there, if you have tips and tricks, if you want to go live in there and put a fire under somebody's booty, like go ahead and do it. Like that is what it is there for. It is there for us to build into leaders. And we finally have our own team page. So let's not just let it sit there. Like, and myself included, I need to be better at using it and sharing in it and building it as well. And so that's one thing that I wanted to work on into the new year is building our team page in our community. And I want to work on an onboarding process in there that's a little bit more straightforward for new people coming into the group. And there was one other thing I wanted to tell you guys, and now I can't remember. So that is what I have for you guys. Moving forward into the new year, but I want to see what your guys' thoughts are as well. So if anybody has anything that they want to add or say or think or anything, I want you guys to be able to share your thoughts. Anybody? Nobody? Oh, and then also, so obviously not this Sunday because it's New Year's Eve and that's why we're doing this today. But we will start a Zoom on Sundays. I have not decided if we will keep it at the 6:30 time when we were doing it for the 90-day run, or if we'll make it a little bit earlier in the day. I think like sometimes like that 6 o'clock time frame on a Sunday night, people are kind of immersed into their either relaxation, their family time, whatever. Like, so I don't know, maybe doing it at like 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, maybe noon. I know some people have church. Do you guys have any thoughts about what time you would want to do that on a Sunday?
I like the idea of it being earlier, only because for me, I could be in bed by 6 sometimes, depending
no.
on what my Monday looks like. I won't lie.
Yeah, no, I agree. And for us, it's just like Sunday nights are just kind of crazy. Castle has gymnastics. It's also getting everybody's school bags, everything ready for the week. And so during the 90-day run, Rock took the brunt of all of that. But, or I would eat dinner and then I'd be gone, and he would get Castle gymnastics, and then he'd have to clean up dinner and he'd have to get everybody ready for bed. And he did that because it was the 90-day run, but I don't want to continue to keep that responsibility on him. So I definitely think we'll do it earlier rather than later for sure. So I think probably either 11 or noon is what I'll shoot for. I got to ask Tammy because I know she goes to church on Sundays and I can't remember what time she's home by. I want to try to be able to accommodate everybody as much as possible. So we'll do Sunday Zooms, and those are going to be like, I want them to be interactive. I want you guys to be able to share what's working, what's not working, you know, struggles, wins, all of those things. And then also being able to just kind of plan our weeks. I want to try to get a little bit more organized in planning our weeks, especially for the people that have to work and can't be on the power mornings, to be able to help people to kind of have that plan, hoping that still the people that can still tune into power mornings will still be here so that we have that consistency and we can still build our community and work together. Because I know for me that definitely is more helpful than I even thought it was. So we will continue to move forward with the power mornings, and I think we'll just keep them consistent. We'll do Monday through Thursday so that Fridays I can sleep in just a little bit. Everybody can, whatever. And so that way I don't get burnt out and I can have a little bit of a break. But then we'll do Friday training at 6:45. And then I'll try to be done by 7:30 so that people that do have to work can get on their way. And then plus, so I'm not taking up too much time. And then obviously Saturday usually is a promo day, so we'll drop promos and then people can work their businesses on Saturday and then we'll recap again on Sunday. So that's kind of the plan for moving forward in 2024. So does that sound good to everybody?
Yep.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yep.
Okay, guys, I think that's what I have for you guys. But I'm super excited for 2024. You guys, I hope you are too. It's going to be a great year. The My Fresh meals, all of
It's
these
gonna be
things, we're
amazing.
going to kill it in Ultimate Thriver. And then once those My Fresh meals come out, we're going to be able to dial in our meals even better, which is going to help me a lot, because that's probably my biggest issue is just when I don't have a plan, I just grab for garbage. I'm just being honest. And there's lots of garbage in my house because I have 4 kids. So it's almost impossible not to have it in the house. And so this is going to help me to stay focused. And then, and the other thing we're going to do too, we talked about on the Friday Zoom, if you were there, if you weren't there, we talked about, a lot of us, I think sometimes we don't know what we're doing to grow our businesses or how consistent we're actually staying. And sometimes that missing piece is actually tracking our business. So I'm also going to do like a Sunday accountability post. And if you want to participate, great. And if you don't, that's on you. But like Jess and I kind of talked about it, like where we're going to track how many friends we're adding to our social media, if we're doing our interactions, messages, how many messages a day are we sending as far as birthday messages, just like hello messages or happy anniversary messages. You guys, they're not Thrive messages, but those are still sending reach outs, which reach outs are still important. Like you still have to have conversations with people. Otherwise your business is not going to build. Because again, someone like me, I would have never reached out. So if I'm not sending a message to somebody just to say, hey, that opens that conversation for other things and to build that relationship. But if we're not tracking our business, just like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, even my salon business, I have to track my business. If I'm not tracking my business, I have no idea how much I'm having in sales. I'm having no idea if I had a good year or a bad year or what I need to do to pivot or whatever. Like that is business. This is a business. And so if we want it to perform like a business, then we need to maybe keep a little bit better track of what we're doing. Like Jess and I had talked about, if we're not doing that, then we have no idea what's working either. Like we don't know like what we're doing that is making the difference. We don't know. Sometimes we think we're doing all of the things until we actually track it. And then we're like, wow. And I'm calling myself out. I'm not calling anybody else out. I'm calling myself out. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I haven't put my sample link in my story all week. Well, how is anybody supposed to request a sample if I don't ever put my sample link in there? Or put like spotlight products in our stories, share funny memes in my story. That's weird. I don't know why Zoom and all these things do these weird things. I don't even know what I do. I heard one was like, when you go like this, it's supposed to have fireworks, but it's not working. I don't know. Somebody did it the other day and they're like, that it was like fireworks just started going off everywhere. I can't get that one to work. And I don't even know how the other ones work randomly. Squirrel, you're welcome. But you guys, I just think that we've grown so much this year with Thrive and Mingles, lives, doing all of these things. We did the 90-day run. I love that Jess said we did the 90-day run to get our minds right and our business right. And now we got to do Ultimate Thriver to get our physique in our true like transformation right. But the other thing in 2024, I think that we need to take our businesses to the next level because you guys, we've perfected all of that stuff. So if we do the same exact thing in 2024, we're going to be in the same exact place this time next year if we don't change anything. If nothing changes, nothing changes. So I think the next pivot that we need to make is that we need to track our businesses, keep ourselves accountable, and make sure that we actually are doing the things that we say we want to do and that we're going to do, and then hold ourselves accountable to it. So just like we're going to do the Ultimate Thriver accountability, we're either going to share our photos or our weigh-in, whatever you want to do. It's just, it doesn't really matter. The point of it is holding yourself accountable. And we're going to do the same thing in our businesses. So I'm going to put up a Sunday post, and we'll track our businesses from Monday to Sunday. I don't care how you want to do it. If you want to use the 90-day trackers that I've shared in the team page, and I can share them again in case if nobody has them, I'll share them in our regular team page, because now that I think of it, they might actually be in that page. And then, or if you just want to write it on a notebook, like write it in your planner, I don't care how you track it. Like whatever works for you is fine. It's the point that we're going to take a photo of that and we're going to share our numbers in our team page to have accountability and to show that we are working our businesses every day and holding each other accountable and being able to cheer for one another. Like this is the whole point, is to do this together and to work as a team and to take our businesses to the next level. And the other thing that I would encourage you guys to do, if you haven't already, I'm going to drop it in the team page as well, is our goals. You guys, if you don't know where you're going in 2024, you're not going to have any reason to work. It's just as simple as that. Like, why are you here? What does this business mean for you? Do you have goals? Do you have financial goals? Do you have personal goals? Do you have personal development goals? Do you have physical goals? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter, but you have to know where you're going. Holly and I had a conversation about that this weekend. I said to her, she goes, I have to figure out, I'm sorry, Holly, I hope it's okay that I'm calling you out. She said, I have to have a reason of what drives me to do this business every day and what gives me that burning desire. And I said to her, I think what you need to do is you need to create a vision board. You need to know what your goals are. Talk to your kids. What do they want? Do those goals together. Is it family vacations? Is it, you know, like, I don't know Holly's house. She just got done saying it's a big house, but like, if it was a small house, is it like a bigger house, more space? Is it, you know, a more reliable car? Is it, personal goals, physical goals, whatever it is? I'm like, it doesn't have to be like things and material, but it can be just overall goals. Is it spending more quality time? Is it more time freedom? Whatever it is, but you have to write all of those things down and you have to know what you're working for, because if you don't know what you're working for, then you have no desire to push yourself further. So think about your word of the year, think about your goals, think about where you want to be. Do you want to be in the same exact spot next year at this exact same time? Or do you want to be further along? I know I want to be further along. I know that I have debt that I want to pay off. I know that I want more financial and time freedom. Like, I know exactly the things that I want, you guys. And yes, being here in my Florida home is amazing, but you know what? Like, it's still our second home. There's a lot of maintenance. It's still work. I still have to do laundry here and cook here. My next vacation that I want to do with my kids is an actual vacation, like Mexico or a cruise or something, like where we truly are on vacation, right? This is like a staycation in a beautiful place. And am I grateful and are we blessed? 100%. But you guys, it's not the same as an actual vacation. That is on my vision board. My kids said to me this week, they go, Mom, I would really love it if we could like go on a cruise, because you guys, to them, this just feels like home. This is home away from home. And they're grateful, but they want to experience an actual vacation. So these are the things that I know I want to work towards. But if I don't show up every day and I don't keep myself accountable, I'm not going to get there, because it's probably really expensive for all of us to go on a cruise. So I got a lot of work to do. So my point is, you guys, is that I just really want to encourage you guys before the new year, because if you don't do it before the new year, you're not going to do it. On January 5th, You are not going to write your goals out. I promise you, you won't, because I've done it and it doesn't hit the same. So today and tomorrow, you guys seriously need to think about what your goals are, write them out, take some time, journal, whatever it is. And you physically need to write them, because it is not the same when they're just here. You need a place to revisit them later on, or to remind yourself of where you're going. I want you to also pick your word of the year and think about what that is, because that's also what's going to drive you. So these are the things that I have for you. I'll also drop them in the page. And if you want to share your business goals with me, please shoot me a message, because then I just add those to my goals. And then that's a way that I can try to help work with you and hold you accountable, and try to think of promos and things that I can help you to do to achieve your goals. But if I don't know what your goals are, I can't help you. So that is what I have for you guys. I appreciate and love you guys so, so, so much. And I hope you guys all know that. We wouldn't be here without all of you. So, does anybody have any last thoughts that they want to share before we sign off? Go ahead, Jess.
I just want all of you to think back, even 6 months, when you guys were all telling Heather and I, when we wanted to cheer you on for going live and stepping out of your comfort zones. You all snickered. You all thought we were nuts. And you all thought that you are not going to be in this place right now. So kudos to you. It's been so fun.
Yeah. And I think all of you on here, with the exception of Angel, I think just because she does not have great reception, but you guys have, but Angel has still been talking in her story every day. And that's something that since Thrivepalooza last year that she thought she would never do. And she's doing. But you guys all hit that tier, that 10 tier. Like, and that seems so out of reach when we first started. And so you guys have to remember all of the things that you have accomplished. So when I say things like accountability and tracking your business, I can see some of you snickering at me like, really, Heather? I'm not doing that. But trust me, if you do, you will see the changes. You really will, just like you did with the going live. And I want to encourage you guys to continue to do that. Even though there's not a 15% off code, still go live and share your story, share your products, share the business. When we get the meals, I told Jess, I'm going live and I'm eating those meals on live video. I don't care. I am going to show the world those meals, because people need
Mackin', chirping, maxing out credit cards, all of the meal things.
Whatever. We're getting all the meals and we're going to eat that shit on live video and we are going to love it. And people are going to watch, guaranteed. So you guys are amazing. We're going to have a super awesome 2024. And I believe that our businesses are going to be even further next year. And I do believe that the changes that we're going to make, the meals that are coming, Ultimate Thriver, all of the things. And you guys, Lavelle hasn't even dropped everything. Like,
No,
it's not even
can't
begun.
wait.
Like,
I can't wait.
this is just a little bit, because Jason said at Cabo at the 2024 or 2023 retreat, he said 2024 is going to be probably our most explosive year to date. And he said it's because of COVID and so many businesses that had been going under, that had been reaching out to him to buy those businesses. I don't know what My Fresh Meals is, but I have a feeling that this was previously a different company.
I do too.
Pivoted.
There was one comment where I can't remember what it was, and I wanted to write it down, but y'all know I have the worst damn memory. He alluded to that. He alluded to the way that they shopped that industry out. The way he said that they found it. He hinted at it was almost like a rescue without saying it was a rescue.
And in Cabo, he said that, you guys, he said there was multiple companies that have great products, just not good business plans. And he said, we are going to be able to grow our catalog in 2024 like never before. He said, we will be a household brand. Mark my words. He said that. And so you guys, like, this is just the start. So as Jess would say, buckle up, because we
Yeah.
are not going away anytime soon. And I also hope that you guys can all really take a deep consideration at going to Thrivepalooza. It'll change your life. It'll change your business. I kid you not. And New Orleans is super fun. That's where I hit 80K and 40K on Rock's team back in 2018. And so my goal would be that this year in Thrivepalooza, I can minimally be back to those ranks. That is what I'm working towards, because I think it'll be a full circle moment. And if we need to, I provided the Airbnb for our team last year because I just wanted people to come. I was like, I got to pay for my stay regardless. It's a business write-off. And if I can get my team there, I'm willing to do that. So if you are seriously considering it, please let me know, because when we get back home, Rock and I can start to look at places to stay and get a big enough place for everybody to be able to room together and be able to do that. So it's super fun. It's a lot of fun. And me and Jess are going to be there. So what more do you want? If you want to have fun, you will have fun with us. So, but yes, Tito's just says, hell yeah. Angel knows she had fun with me at Thrivepalooza last year. We had a lot of fun together, drinking margs, and red wine. But anyways, that is what I have for you guys. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a happy and safe new year. And, so let's see. New Year's Day obviously is New Year's Day, so we won't meet for power mornings on New Year's Day, and I think we're gonna hit up the beach because it's actually supposed to be sunny that day. But so Tuesday morning we will resume with power mornings. Unfortunately, Thursday morning I will not be able to do power morning because our flight is at 7 a.m. But we will do Tuesday and Wednesday and then Friday training. Sound good?
Be there.
Okay, awesome. I love and appreciate you guys, and I'll talk to you later. Bye, guys.